Hi and hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Maestro. Let's talk football. Okay, so today I thought it would be cool and kind of appropriate to talk about Manchester United and specifically Erik ten Hag. So just recently, a few days ago, yesterday actually, they just reached their first cup final in what was, I believe, around 4 to 5 years, and 6 months within Ten Hag's employment. And as they should be, United fans are, they're over the moon about this, and it's kind of led to a lot of United fans of this opinion that Ten Hag has been a revelation, and ultimately he has already proven himself to be that man, and we should have full trust within him. And he's being compared to Arteta right now, and in terms of how long it took Arteta to take his side into a top 4 race as opposed to how long it took Ten Hag to. And I kind of just wanted to first give my opinion on Ten Hag and then speak about that this Arteta comparison later. So my opinion on Ten Hag goes as such. I think he's a fantastic manager. Quick story, when Solskjaer first signed for Manchester United, I remember cheering. I remember being so happy. I thought to myself, you know what, he's coming as an interim, played a few good games, and they've just kind of been stuck in that honeymoon phase, but ultimately he'll be gone in 3 to 4 years and leave United in a position no much better than where he joined them. But when Ten Hag signed, I was worried. I said the words, and I believe I quote, shit. I said shit. Before he was signed, Ten Hag, there was rumors that Pochettino and Conte could be in for it, or Simeone. And ultimately, I would have loved for it to have been Conte or Pochettino over Ten Hag. Now, of course, listen, Conte is a better manager than Ten Hag. He deserves that. He's been around for much longer, won much more major trophies. But I just felt Conte was a bad fit, and I think it would have been better for all the other rival teams, had Conte taken over. But Ten Hag took over, and that upset me. I didn't like it. Like I said before, I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's a fine manager. I love how he carries himself, his discipline that he kind of installs into his sides. I'm a huge fan of that. So why I like Arteta so much, he has that about him too. And I was ultimately upset when he joined and worried. And now we're 6 months into his employment, and I was right to be worried. They are playing the best football they've played in a while. They are so much better than what they were just last year without Ten Hag. And they've just reached their first cup final in years. And that's not even the achievement that I care about. It's the fact that they are 3rd place competing for top 4 within 6 months of his employment. Now, this is all those achievements are fantastic. The Carabao Cup, personally, I don't think that's a great achievement. If you look at their run, I believe it was Nottingham Forest, Burnley, Aston Villa, and one other terrible club. Not terrible club, but one other mediocre team. Not really a great run, But of course, you can only beat what's in front of you. But ultimately, they never really had to jump any big hurdles to reach this final. So it's not what I'm worried. I don't really care about how they achieve that. What I care is that how they are 3rd, and they are. Ultimately, the eye test, not just the results and statistics, the eye test is telling me they're a good side. A lot of United fans were, after the Arsenal game at the Emirates when we won 3-2, a lot of United fans were saying, ask any Arsenal fan, they'll tell you that we were the best team to come to the Emirates this season. And that's true. I would say Liverpool earlier in the season were really, really tough at the Emirates, but also United were just as tough, if not more tough, than any other team that's come to the Emirates this season, and they were a team to beat. Now, I personally thought that we did kind of dominate that game, especially in the second half, and easily deserved winners, and we kind of left it later than we should have. We really shouldn't have conceded that second goal, and ultimately kind of gone to a 3-1 or 4-1, but I was still happy with the result, and ultimately United still made it very, very difficult for us, and it kind of just showed how much better they were, because I feel like if we were how we were this season and we played them last season, then this would have been like 3-4-0. They would have folded, and it really would not have been much of a challenge. But Ten Hag's done that. He's put discipline into the side. He's put so much confidence into all these different players who, specifically Shaw, Varane and Rashford, they seem revitalized. More so Rashford and Shaw than Varane. Varane was okay last season, not too good. I think like he made far too many mistakes and kind of a bit clumsy at times, but this season he is completely different. And more so than Varane, Shaw and Rashford have reverted back to their best form. They are playing the best football of their careers, probably. Well, not the best, but they've reverted back to how they used to play, and they're playing they're playing at a level that we know that they can play at, and it's been consistent for some time now. Bruno himself is far better than what he was last season. So ultimately, you have a bunch of these players that are just so much better right now, and it's because of Ten Hag. Now, how far we should be taking this in terms of comparisons? How much should we praise this achievement compared to other managers? Sorry if you just heard that. Sorry about that. And like I said at the start of the video, the main comparison drawn by United fans is Arteta's first year. Now, Arteta's first year, I believe he won the FA Cup, but he finished 8th. Now, Ten Hag is currently 3rd. And to be honest, in my prediction, I believe he'd finish 3rd. I believe he will end the season at 3rd place, and I think he will get top 4 in his first year, and that will definitely eclipse Arteta's first year, in which he finished 8th with an FA Cup. I think top 4 with a Carling Cup is definitely better than 8th with a FA Cup. Of course, FA Cup is better than Carling Cup, but the Carabao Cup. But top 4 is just so valuable. For me, it's far more valuable than any other trophy except the Premier League and Champions League, of course, and Europa League. So yeah, but of course, we need to add context to this. You can't just say this and just leave it at that, because the difference is Ten Hag has inherited a side worth close to £1 billion, and then spent even more with the addition of Casemiro and Malacia and a few others. Now they just got a Sabitzer on loan. This is not the same. When Arteta first came in, he had all the players in that side when Arteta joined are all gone in the starting 11 except for Saka and Xhaka. Saka at the time was a baby and playing at left back. Xhaka was on his way out. He was absolutely horrendous, falling out with the fans. He was on his way out. So this is not the same. Ten Hag has Bruno Fernandes still in his prime. Ozil was out of his prime. Bruno Fernandes is still very much in his prime, ready to go. He just added and they just got Casemiro, one of the best defensive mids in the last 10 years. Not to mention he also has Varane, and he bought Lisandro Martinez in his first season, a high quality centre back. This is not the same. Arteta did not have this option when he first joined. He did not have this Arsenal, pun intended, already in his side. He had to kind of work his way up. It took time to bring in these players, to get trust from the board, to the point where now Edu and Arteta, when Arteta first joined, it wasn't Edu and Arteta, they weren't running the helm. They are now, because it took time, it took trust, and so that I feel like that needs to be brought up, that context needs to be brought up, and that is the context that Ten Hag has inherited a side much more capable of getting top 4 than Arteta did. And also, a lot of people try to minimize Arsenal's achievements this season by being first because, they say Spurs are crap, Liverpool are now crap, and so is Chelsea crap. Well, if that's the case for us, then that's also the case for United. If Liverpool were as good as they've always been, then United would be 4th. If Chelsea were as good as they were last season, then I'd say United would be 5th. If Spurs were as good as they were, in the past 3-4 years, then I'd still say United 5th. I think United now are better than what Spurs were 2-3 years ago. So if you want to make that case that, we're playing out of our minds and we're benefiting from all these teams being bad, that's the same goes for United. So once again, context needs to be shown. I think it's very unfair to just, spit out that, look, so far Ten Hag is winning because he's done a better job than Arteta did in 6 months, and that's unfair. But that's out of the way. My Arsenal inside of me kind of came out to defend Arteta. But I do have to admit, whilst there is still a mystery in terms of how far Ten Hag can take this side, he has done nothing short of a absolutely fantastic job. In terms of the potential, well, if he gets the right funding, if he gets the right amount of trust from his owners, he, I think, will be here for the long run, and ultimately he will allow Manchester United to compete at least for top 4 for the next 3 to 4 years, or however long. I mean, in terms of how long he's here is how long there will be a contender for top 4, I think, if he gets the right amount of investment and the trust from the board. That's kind of what I want to talk about today, just to my thoughts on Ten Hag, how good I think he is, these comparisons towards Arteta, and also the potential of this team. The potential is huge, as long as, once again, the investment is there and the trust is there from the board. As an Arsenal fan, hopefully that doesn't happen. Because like I said at the start, I do fear Ten Hag. I think he's a fine manager, and tomorrow I look forward to see how both sides develop. Watching Arsenal vs United a few weeks ago, I kind of felt happy for both of us, for both sets of fans. It's just like we're both back, and of course neither team is anywhere near back to how they used to be, in terms of us being the Invincibles and United being that team that always wins the Premier League and stuff. But it was just nice to see a glimpse of what could be, and for a glimpse of what was and what maybe could be for the future. So yeah, that's the video. Please let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think that Ten Hag really is the man and he is the guy to go forward? Do you think he is better than Arteta, or do you think maybe that's a bit too early to come towards a conclusion? Please like, please subscribe for more. I really appreciate you guys coming in to watch this video. Please take care of yourself. Have a great day.